What's going on, guys? Mikey Savs here, and today I'm going to be reacting to a video that I stumbled upon on YouTube. It's should the New York Rangers trade Henrik Lundqvist? And of course, you see these videos all the time. I made a Rick Nash trade video a few months back, just to get your ideas flowing and to see what kind of offers you can get from players and all that stuff. But this wasn't made by a specific YouTuber. It was made by SNY, which is a sports networking in New York. And the title of the video, should the New York trade Henrik Lundqvist? I stumbled upon this video a few days ago. I watched it, and to be honest, I didn't really understand any of it. As a hockey fan and hockey knowledge, I didn't really get what they were saying, what these two guys were saying. It's Hein and Dan Graca, excuse me. And these guys are paid professionals to be doing this, and it has 11 likes compared to 21 dislikes. The comments I'm reading here, some guys commented on my videos, like Nisa XO13. They've commented on my videos before. Other accounts on here have, and they're all disagreeing with the SNY guys. I understand they're paid to do their job, but I want to kind of just explain what went wrong in this video. I don't know if it's my place or not, but I just want to kind of give my opinion on the video.
I will give you that. But a goaltender is only going to be as good as the guys in front of him. And defensively, this was an issue for them all season long, and it manifested itself in a couple of key moments in this series. Now,
yes, okay. With that, I agree. The defense was very not stable throughout the playoffs. I understand that. Some of that has to do with the players on the ice. Some of that has to do with who puts the players on the ice. Alain Vigneault, of course, we already know that there was mistakes during the playoffs with the defensive situations. Yes, we already understand that. That was the problem, not all year. I don't want to say it was all year. Maybe throughout the second half, and then especially during the playoffs. Yes. They bring in Lindy Ruff. Maybe he can change that. Kevin Shattenkirk, huge addition. Huge offensive threat, but I think he's also a good two-way defenseman. He can play alongside Ryan McDonough perfectly. They've gotten that down.
What about Lundqvist? I mean, is the window closing now for the Rangers to be a Stanley Cup champion with Henrik Lundqvist?
The window closing. That is such an iffy topic. The window closing. You don't know what players can bring at a certain age. Yes, you definitely kind of think that they can decline. As time goes on, Hank is 35 right now. He'll be turning 36 in March, I believe. Yes, March. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if he's going to have a career year like he did last year, which I think he had a very good year. Yes, there was a very big down, but we had Antti Raanta for that. We had Antti Raanta. It was a great backup goalie. We don't have him anymore, so I guess we're going to have to rely on Ondrej Pavelec a little more. But yet again, we're going to have to rely on Hank just as much.
There's one thing that's changed over the years in the National Hockey League. Back in the day, you would say you need the goaltender to be your best player. You need a stud goaltender to win a Stanley Cup. Look in the last decade, John. There's guys like Corey Crawford.
Corey Crawford. All-star. Two-time Stanley Cup champion. Playing with one of the best franchises in the last decade. He's a very good goaltender.
Antti
Niemi? Nah. Not as bad. Very good. He won with Chicago. Once again, another great franchise.
Tim Thomas, one of your boys,
Tim Thomas. Very good goaltender. Boston Bruin boy.
Andre Fleury, Matt Murray. You don't need that stud goalie anymore. Instead, you need to have a top-notch...
Okay. To have a stud goaltender, Matt Murray is becoming a stud goaltender. I believe Marc-Andre Fleury was top 5 in the NHL at one point. I don't say right now. I do not mean right now, but from 2009, I think he was one of the best goaltenders in the NHL. Very underrated with the team in front of him, like they just said. He had Crosby. He had Letang as playing defense. Malkin. Now he has Kessel. Well, he had Kessel the past 2 seasons. I believe that if you're going to win a championship, if you're going to win a Stanley Cup, you need to have a good goaltender. I don't think you could just have some rinky-dink goaltenders thrown in. You can't. It's very hard in this day and age because with the offense that teams have, there's no way you're going to be able to throw in an Ondrej Pavelec and stop 30 shots a playoff game. It's not going to happen.
Center iceman, you need to have a stud defenseman. Things the Rangers don't have right now, other champions do. Maybe that's where they look to set.
Yes, the Rangers do not have a lot of center depth. They did have their Stepan, Mika Zibanejad, Kevin Hayes, Oscar Lindbergh. That was basically their center depth last year. They got rid of 2 of them, and they acquired David Desharnais. Okay. Now we have the 7th overall pick. We got Elias Anderson. Possibly he could play center this year. But right now, the center depth is looking like Mika Zibanejad, Kevin Hayes and or JT Miller. And then you have David Desharnais, maybe you slot in. You get Lias Anderson, you already signed him to an entry-level contract. You can put him there. That's the center depth situation. Now, on the defense prowess, you have Ryan McDonough already. You just acquired Kevin Shattenkirk. Very good offensive defenseman. He can also play defense, I believe. An emerging Brady Shea, who had a very good season last year, with all that time in the AHL, has finally come up and made a name for himself. You just re-signed Brendan Smith, who was basically his D partner the whole season, so you can expect those two at 3 and 4. And then the bottom 6, I don't know what you can do. You can even put Nick Holden if you still have him. You have Anthony D'Angelo now you just acquired in this trade with Derek Stepan and Alexi Ronta to Arizona, excuse me. And now you have that for the defensive depth. I believe before the Rangers had Kevin Shattenkirk that Ryan McDonough was an elite defenseman. I believe that he was the cornerstone of the defense. Obviously, he's the captain of the team, the best defenseman on the team, of course. A lot of analysts overlook Ryan McDonough, and he's very underrated, I believe. So many analysts see defensemen as have to be offensive-minded. You see the top defensemen right now in the NHL. It's Erik Karlsson, Brent Burns, Drew Doughty, PK Subban. They're all offensive-minded. You can't just win with an offense team. You can't. You need defense. And I believe Ryan McDonough is one of the best two-way defensemen in the game. I believe that he can really control a game himself. If you put him on for 30 minutes in a playoff game, he's going to give you 30 minutes of offense and defense. And that's what you need out of a defenseman. If you have a defenseman who's only offensive-minded, he's going to get caught half the time. He's not going to be doing his defensive responsibilities. And he's not going to be doing the job you need to do in front of your goaltender. But with Ryan McDonough, I see that that's a perfect division of talent between him and Shattenkirk now. Shattenkirk can really focus on the offense, and then he's also going to have Ryan McDonough to play defense with him. So right now, I think the Rangers' defensive core is very good. Yes, you have to even at the bottom 6. Yes.
Decide their direction of where we can get better, and maybe, just maybe, field some offers for King Henrik. What do you think? No. What do you think?
No. You're not fielding offers, Henrik. No, you're not. You're not trading Hank. Sorry, I'll get to the point of the video now. I'm going to say throughout my whole life. I said it throughout my whole life. You're not trading Henrik Lundqvist.
It always happens. Every year, the Rangers get knocked out of the playoffs. Oh, you got to trade Henrik Lundqvist. Got to get rid of Lundqvist. First of all, Henrik's 35. You're not going to get great value.
A 35-year-old Indian goaltender, no matter who it is, you're not going to be able to get anything back for him.
For Henrik Lundqvist. Secondly, I don't know that. He's not the problem, okay? He wasn't the reason they lost this series. You make a great point.
Every year the Rangers get knocked out, they blame it on Hank. He just said it. Trade him. This year, defensive lack the whole time. That's what I think. That's what happened. There was no defense. They had a lead. The Rangers played with the lead the whole series. Ottawa only lead for oh my goodness, I don't even know what it was. It was something ridiculous, something so low that they led the games in series. It was ridiculous. The defense had to have been better. They made adjustments, and I think that Henrik Lundqvist was not a problem at all.
You need a great center, and you need a great defenseman, okay? The center is Rick Nash.
The center is Rick Nash. This is right here is the moment that this video went downhill. At 1:18 of this video, Rick Nash center. This guy has to be a hockey analyst, but he might not be. Because Rick Nash is not a center at all. He's a power forward winger. When have you ever seen Rick Nash take a face-off? Do you know what a center is? A center takes face-offs. Look at this. Rick Nash. Right here. Right wing. Rick Nash. Hockey DB. Left wing. Still a wing, not a center. Rick Nash, Wikipedia. Right wing. This is where the video goes downhill, and this is where I started getting annoyed. If you do not know what you were talking about, please don't say it. You're on national TV. You're getting paid not national TV. You're on television. You're getting paid thousands of dollars to speak hockey, and please just get something so simple right. Rick Nash is not a center. Not even close to a center. He plays the wing. He crashes the net. He's not a center.
Can be that guy. We've seen him have that ability unless the playoffs start. Then all of a sudden he disappears. Then the window's closing on that one. I'll give you that. And the great defenseman, I love Ryan McDonough, but McDonough can't stay healthy. He's not in Erik Karlsson's class. He's not in Drew Doughty's class. He's Keith, not in that class. He's the captain of the team, and he's a...
Okay. This is where I'm gonna... Okay. Ryan McDonough, yes, he gets banged up once in a while. He's not injured for a whole season. I think he was hurt for a little while once, and it's not even that big of an injury when he gets hurt. He gets hurt and then he comes back very strong. He doesn't rush his injuries either. He doesn't try to rush his recovery. He tries to get back to his form. He tries to get back to the shape he was in before, and he plays with his heart out. That's why. And now what I think the load will be taken off when Kevin Shacker comes. Anthony D'Angelo too. Brady Shea's going to be giving such a big responsibility this year that I honestly think that the Rangers could have changed from the worst defense in the league to easily the best defense in the league.
Solid defenseman. And the thing I like about the Rangers, they put a lot of youth on ice this season. I expect the Rangers to win 100, to get 100-plus points and even make the playoffs this year. I like what BC brings to the table. Grabner, great speed on the outside, but they don't generate the offense you need to win in the playoffs. They need it because Montreal is the most boring team in hockey. You win you score 2 goals, you're going to beat Carey Price. With Ottawa, they had that dynamic offense.
Okay. With Montreal, the Rangers had the best offense in the NHL the whole season. I don't know why he said that, but they had the best offense in the whole NHL this season. They averaged like, oh my god, man. They averaged like 4 or 5 goals a game, especially early on in the season when Grabner had like 20 goals in the first 2.5, 3 months. I remember they had 2 games back-to-back. It was the Rangers in St. Louis and the Rangers at Tampa Bay. At both at the Garden, they scored like 5 goals each. It was ridiculous. They averaged 4 or 5 goals a game. Playoffs came, they versus Montreal. They didn't score that many. And like you just said, they didn't have to. But against Ottawa, you scored like 4 or 5 goals in a couple games and you lose them. And that's where it needs to change. That's where in your mind, if you score 4 or 5 goals a game, you're going to need the defense to secure that because teams don't care in the playoffs. Ottawa, they did not care in the playoffs. They did not care how much they attack. They get caught, they give up a goal, They'll try to come back again. No matter what, Erik Karlsson jump in the play. Their defense, Marc Methot, jump in the play. Marc Methot had a goal right in front of the net during the series against the Rangers. Because he jumped in the play. Because Guy Boucher said, we're down by 2 goals, we need a goal, someone jump in the play. And that's what happened.
Back to Henrik for a second. You may think that you may not get great value for him on the open market. That might be the case, but I still think it's their due diligence that maybe they have to pick up the phone and say, shop him around trade for a 25-year-old goalie. A team that's ready to win now and needs a goaltender, which they think they can put him over the top. Not to say that Tampa Bay is that team. They have Vasilevsky.
Okay. Right there, they were talking about how a team is ready to win now. They would trade Lundqvist to a team that is ready to win now. Any team that is ready to win now is in the Eastern Conference. Why would you want to trade a player with high caliber such as Henrik Lundqvist, a goalie, a goaltender, to the Eastern Conference? Why would you do that? The Eastern Conference is stacked. It's the best division. It's the best conference in hockey that we've seen in so long. And I honestly believe that any team is going to win the Stanley Cup. I'm going to make a predictions video soon, and I'm going to say that a team in the Metropolitan will win the Stanley Cup this year. I don't know who, but a team in the Metropolitan Division is going to win the Stanley Cup. Why would you want to trade the best player on your team, the cornerstone of your franchise for the last decade and a half, to a Metropolitan rival? You're going to trade Henrik Lundqvist to the New Jersey Devils? Are you going to trade him to the Carolina Hurricanes? Who, both of those teams are on the rise, and you, as the Rangers, you need to try to defend that, and you want to make the playoffs, because those teams are going to be very hard to beat this year, and you are not going to beat them if they have Henrik Lundqvist and you have Andre Pavlik, or even if you get a goaltender from there. If it's a Hank Schneider, you really think Corey Schneider right now is better than Henrik Lundqvist? Me, I guess I'm biased because I'm a Ranger fan, but I do not think Corey Schneider is better than Henrik Lundqvist.
Dallas needs a goalie. They needs a goalie. Arizona needs a goalie. Guess what? Henrik's not going anywhere, okay? He plays well in New York, and he's like, you heard him at the end. He was upset that he lost. He was putting on his own shoulders.
If Wayne Gretzky can get traded, Henrik Lundqvist can get traded.
But Wayne
this guy to the left is annoying as heck, because all he wants, it's like he wants to run Henrik Lundqvist out of New York. I don't know, it's obviously his job to give his opinion. It's his job to do that. It's his job to make controversy, I'm gonna guess. I'm guessing he's that kind of guy who always disagrees with the other guy. He's annoying me. I don't get why he wants Lundqvist out of New York so badly. He's 35 years old. If they were going to get rid of Henrik Lundqvist, they would have gotten rid of him a while ago in his prime. If they really thought that he wasn't going to be able to win the Stanley Cup, then they would have gotten rid of him. But of course, the Rangers and the franchise, they think they're going to win a cup. They think they can win a cup this year. They think they can win a cup every year. Their original six team, they're not going to trade their best players away. When have you ever seen an original team six trade their best players away? I mean, of course, yes, there's probably been moments with Detroit, Boston, Chicago, when they've traded players away. But right now, in this day of age, you're not going to trade this cornerstone player away.
So 5-on-5, the Rangers were the better team. And you know what the Rangers will do? They'll go and throw a bunch of money at Kevin Shattenkirk right now, who's with the Capitals, offensive-minded defenseman, but it's still not going to cure those defensive woes that they have.
Okay. Throw a bunch of money. They got Shattenkirk at $6.5 for 4 years. The best contract that Jeff Gorton has ever signed as a general manager. You really think that with the Rangers' defensive woes, that one player, obviously, one player can't change anything. But now you have Ryan McDonough, Kevin Shattenkirk. Okay, that's a very good top two. Let's not forget about Mark Stahl. I understand that he has had a very big decline ever since his injuries, with concussion, his eye. He's not the same player he was before, but he's a very good top four defenseman, I still believe. You have him, you have Holden, Brady Shea, Brendan Smith, and Anthony DeAngelo as a 7th D. One of those guys is going to sit out, and no matter who sits out, they're going to wish they were playing, they're going to wish they wanted to play, and they're going to try to fight for that position. And when they do fight for that position during the season, they're going to make an impact no matter what, I believe. So with the motivation that they have being sat out, they're going to try to just come in and play the hardest they can, and then that's going to make a really big impression and a very big impact on the defensive core. So anyway, the total recap of that video. The guy on the right, I don't know if that was John Hein or Dan Graca. I think it was Dan Graca. The guy to the right of the video. He had a lot of good points. He looked like he knew what he was talking about hockey, except when he said Rick Nash played center. I don't want to bash these guys. I never like doing that, but I just really didn't feel like this video had that much purpose to be made. If you're the New York Rangers, you're fine. Right now, you're good. You definitely need another center, but you're not going to be able to trade Lundqvist for Matt Duchene. The Rangers, I believe, had a very good offseason. This video was made right after they lost the playoffs. It was May 11th. It was a couple days after they got eliminated by Ottawa. So, of course, every Ranger fan tempers are flying. Trade Lundqvist, trade Stepan, trade Zibanejad, trade Zuccarello, trade McDonough, fire AV. It's all going to happen within the next few weeks. That all happens after I was upset. I didn't even make a video until... I didn't make a reaction video because I was so upset. I did not want to watch the Rangers lose again and have to edit that. But yeah, so anyway, that's my opinion on this video. If you guys enjoyed that, please leave a like, subscribe for more. Rangers reaction videos during the regular season will come out probably for every game as long as I can watch it. So thanks for watching, guys. Leave a like, and I'll see you later.